Would you pass it, Jane?
Welcome to policeabuse.com. I'm Tyra Farrell. Today's story, Warren, Michigan Police Department and a false police report.
Because I received police misconduct, assault and harassment from a female officer with the Warren Police Department. This here is a written statement from my neighbor. You can probably see her name there, Suzanne K. Maxwell, and her 4 children witnessed this abuse towards me in my own driveway, just trying to get to work.
On April 29, 2014, Rashandria Jones Foster was backing from her driveway on her way to work. Rashandria noticed a police traffic stop in front of her house. The motorist being stopped was blocking her driveway. Ms. Jones Foster describes what happened next.
From that moment, she asked me for my license, and I asked her why, and she said, she repeated herself. And I said, well, am I getting a ticket? And she again repeated herself. She said, you either give me your license or I'm going to give you a ticket. So I said, well, why am I getting a ticket? You know, I'm just trying to get out of my driveway. So she was like, well, give me your license or you can just go to jail. So I said, well, is there a way you could just guide me out of the driveway? I'm just trying to go to work. She said, you're going to have to wait. I said, well, can you write me a note or something stating that I'm going to be late to work because, you know, I'm being blocked? Yeah. She said, no, I can write you a ticket. So from that moment, I got out of my car to talk to the other officer and let him know that I was trying to get out of my driveway. From that moment, she got very angry and asked me why was I getting out of my vehicle. So she turned around and started grabbing my arms, trying to tuck them behind my back.
No, I'm not. Yes, you are with me, sir.
Just relax, okay? Relax.
I know. Could you please stop grabbing on me? No,
ma'am.
No, I'm not. Excuse me, sir.
Put your hands behind your back, ma'am. All right, just relax.
I will give you my license. I will give you my license. I will give you my license. Hold your hands behind your back. Let go of my head.
My own driveway where the incident took place. This area right here is actually where I was parked when I noticed that I was being blocked in and that I could not get out on my own. So they were parked here and the car that they was blocking me in was parked here. That is my neighbor's house right there, right across the street, that's seen the whole incident, which is not too far from my driveway. So she was able to see, her and her children was able to see the whole incident happen.
Policeabuse.com instructed Jones Foster to obtain the following pieces of evidence for our investigators and experts. Jones Foster was instructed to retrieve the police reports and witness statements. She was also instructed on how to use a policeabuse.tv streaming video app. Our investigation leaves no doubt that Officer Michelle Siegfried falsified statements in her police report. In her police report, Officer Siegfried claims that Jones Foster was arrested for backing her car after being instructed not to do so. But this false statement does not stand up to scrutiny when one reviews the police dash cam. In fact, what actually happened was that Officer Siegfried's partner was instructing Miss Jones Foster to back up in the driveway at the very moment Officer Siegfried claims that Jones Foster was running the officer down with her vehicle and driving dangerously.
You can get out over the curb. You can get out on the curb.
Officer Siegfried also claims that Jones Foster blew her horn excessively, causing her to be charged with excessive use of the horn. This allegation is a lie. We have reviewed the dash cam video. At no time did Jones Foster blow her horn in an excessive manner consistent with what Officer Siegfried wrote in her police report.
Okay, well, we still have that, right? Adam, you want that at 96?
But the most important evidence came from Jones Foster's witness, who saw the entire event from across the street.
Suzanne. She's from across the street at this house here, directly across the street from me. This is about the police misconduct against Warren Police Department. She's going to state a little bit about what she saw on that day, which was April 29th, Tuesday. So, hi, Suzanne.
Hi.
Please tell me what you and your children was able to see from across the street.
Yeah, it was a pretty warm day, finally, after the long winter we had. And my kids were right out on the front porch, about 8 to 10 feet away here from this driveway. And we heard a commotion. We saw a car being pulled over, and the car was pulled over the bumper to about here, blocking this bottom portion of her driveway, of Rashandra's driveway. Neighbor Rashandria, back up her car, and then all of a sudden the woman officer, she's kind of short with blonde hair, she come running from the street as she was backing up and said, why the fuck are you trying to back up? It was her wording. And then she ran over, and Rashandria tried to get out and see, and then she saw her running over, so she got back in, didn't really get all the way out. And the woman officer ripped open her door and grabbed her by her hair, basically, pulled her out, flipped her hat off on the ground. I'm pretty sure she said she's going to mace her. She had a can of mace in her hand, and basically was jerking her around. Then all of a sudden we saw her handcuffed, and then she was led down here to sit on the ground for about 20 minutes on the ground handcuffed while they took care of this other couple. And then the man officer finally came over. I don't know if he ran her driver's license and all that, but he allowed her to finally, after she was sitting here for 20 minutes behind the car, he basically guided and told her she could just go on off to work.
Jones Foster's witness reported the events exactly as Jones Foster described them to policeabuse.com. Jones Foster was minding her own business, cooperating with the officers, and following lawful instructions in an appropriate manner when Officer Siegfried lost her temper and attacked.
I am. Behind your back. Could you please stop grabbing on me? No,
Ma'am.
No, I'm not. Excuse me, sir.
Put your hand.
After assaulting Jones Foster and forcing her to sit on the ground for 20 minutes in front of her entire neighborhood in handcuffs, the officers unarrested her. Even in this act, Officer Siegfried lies on her police report. Officer Siegfried states that the reason she did not arrest Jones Foster is that they did not have room in the police car. Police departments do not make arrests based on space availability unless there is a general public emergency. Ms. Jones Foster is seeking the immediate withdrawal of criminal charges and restitution for the harm done to her by the officers identified in this report.